So you have to start by establishing, again, going back to the theme, there must be some purpose in you being here that is transcendent of the material thing you are here to do. This is a fundamental thing. All over and over again, because of the type of projects I was involved with, I had to enlist participation from people who were initially hostile to the premise. Like the entire zoo community started out with like, why are you even in the room? What possible thing could Disney do with animals that is not going to be so cringy we don't want to talk to you? Or Aulani, it's like, really, do we really need another 15-story beachfront hotel on Oahu? Because the last time I looked, there's like 100 of them, right? Or the Bahamas, when same thing, always the same thing. And one of the first, again, you cannot, so there are some principles. You can't rely on title. Nobody cares. These people come from a world in which everything you value has no meaning, right? So you have to start by establishing, again, going back to the theme, there must be some purpose in you being here that is transcendent of the material thing you are here to do, or we have nothing to talk about, right? Number one. Number two, the first thing you have to do is listen, and corporate listening is poisonous in this environment. Corporate listening is like spearfishing. So whoever is talking, the local community, indigenous people, whoever they are, advisors, doesn't matter, they're talking, and you are listening like a spearfisher for these very specific yeses, like, yo, there we go, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's not, listen. And they've all been through it, and they do it all year long. They've seen it a million times. So number one, what does that mean? If you are meeting their expectation, you are to them nothing. So you have to surprise them, right? You're going to surprise them by not doing what everyone does, which is what I just said. I'm going to roll into town with my big presentation of what I've already decided I'm going to do. I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to ask you what you think of it. Then I'm going to listen in a very targeted way for enough approval that I can say, you saw what I said I was going to do, and you said it was okay. That. Don't do that. The opposite of that is you have to sit in a room, sometimes for a long time, multiple rooms, and people just yell at you for hours. They just yell at you, because they are angry about capitalism, they're angry about commercialism, they're angry about colonialism, they're angry about the subordination of whoever it is they are to the classic dominant cultural paradigm that you represent by virtue of the fact that you're a commercial business. You have to sit and listen to that and take notes and try to think. And then you have to say things like, I heard you say this, this, this. When you say that, I think this. Is that right? And then they yell at you some more. Until you can say back to them in terms of a language they use and they understand how your purpose is harmonic with their goals. So you better have a purpose that you can talk about that is not material, almost so that you can say anything, right? With the Hawaiians, this took, I would say, Jeanette Lomboy and I probably had to go through a month of this before it got around to, so wait a minute, you guys are really going to do that? You're going to do that? And then, yes, we are. That is what we are going to do. Here is a proof. Here's a thing we did to prove that we're going to do it. Like, oh, well, no one's ever done that, ever. So you need to talk to this person, right? We never would have let you, and he won't talk to you. I have to talk to him first, because if I don't tell him you're okay, you will never get through the door. But I'm going to tell him you're okay. So it's long, right? And it is profoundly empathetic, and frankly, exceedingly painful, because the impulse is to mansplain, to white-splain, to business-splain, the whole frickin' thing, because you keep thinking, no, that's not true. That's not what I mean. That's not what we're going to do. That's not me. You just need to shut up and listen to whoever these people are say all the stuff they're going to say, because nobody does. Number one thing you did that nobody does is shut the F up and listen for a long time, and not excuse, none of that. Just listen and clarify, make sure, am I sure that I understand? Do I clearly understand what you're saying? Do I clearly understand what you want? Can we find some way that the thing we are going to do is going to make things better than they are today? How might that happen? What would it require? Given what you've said, here are things I would assume you don't want. Am I correct? Right? That takes time. And it is a very, culturally, we are very bad at this. The American verbal habit, because of the structure of the English language, tends to make us interrupt, because in English, you tend to know what a sentence is going to be, because the noun and the verb, the object and subject, are often way up front in the sentence. So I know what you say, right? So I can interrupt you because I know, right? In many, many cultures and many languages, it's not that way. So even when they're speaking English, they're accustomed to a longer, quiet pause that you have to train yourself to do before you open your mouth and start talking again.